Now, I probably don't need to put myself through all the pain and suffering I'm about to endure, but I have once again run out of video ideas, so we are back to fixing tiny, minute little problems on Fontaine only. And today's issue is none other than artifacts, because there are a few artifacts on some characters that I don't mind that have very low rolls or just don't have the correct stats, and I would like to fix that. So first on the list, we're going to start in the Golden Troop domain because I would like to get a better flower and feather for Farina. Because both of these are, not bad. They're pretty good. They got a lot of HP, double crits. But just have a look at the rolls on those crits. They're not good. They are either very, very low rolls or they just straight up have not rolled into crit once. Also in this domain is Marachose, and I have a artifact on Linny I would like to fix, and I believe that is this one. And to fix that, because I doubt I'm going to be able to get another pyro damage, I will probably just try to get a good circlet. So this domain is first up on our hit list. I have a ton of resin, so we are just going to work through all the characters that I would like to fix the artifacts on and try to fix their 1 or 2 artifacts that do need work. Because really everyone is built actually pretty decently. There's just 1 or 2 artifacts that aren't perfect, and I would like to fix that so everyone's on a near perfect build. But we do have to remember that this is artifact farming, so there is like a 90% chance I'm not going to get anything today. I also realistically should be doing this in like 15 hours. Because that's when Nogcry releases, and that adds in the new thing with artifacts where you can see whatever the 4th stat is. But that means I get no gambling. It's more fun this way because we have to rely on having a little bit of luck to get the right artifact. I can't just look at what the 4th stat is before we get it and go, no, that's not a good one. I have to actually level it up. There's some risk. And there is the last run for our first 5 condensed resin. I will not be using any more condensed resin because I don't need to. This is just the resin I've got from today. And what do you know? We get nothing. I did just realize though, before we go any further, 1, we have a standard pool, which gets us a blue. But we can buy another one. And I think this should be a 4-star actually. It is a 4-star. Do we see something nice? No. I specifically went and bought a standard pool from here because I thought, oh, we're at 4-star pity, we're going to get something good. We didn't. Probably should have done before I went and farmed is just see what I had lying around to begin with and level that up first. So for Farina, I don't mind all of her other pieces. That one isn't great, but it's not terrible. It is an off piece, so I can always put her on something different. This one is pretty decent. This one is also pretty decent. It's just somehow the flower and feather that I would like to do some work on. So before we actually go any further with farming, let's see if I can actually just roll one out of the current pieces I have. You know what would be really good? If this piece could roll crit damage. That would be perfect. No. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Nothing's going to roll how I want it to roll. Okay, well that's about all the feathers that had potential. None of them have any more potential. And in terms of flowers, there is nothing else. Awesome. So we're still going to need that feather and flower. I'm going to quickly have a look at Linny while I'm here. Getting him on a crit damage circlet. But we don't really own one of them at the moment. I mean, we do, but like, they're on Risley and Nouvelette, and I mean, that's not very good. So we can't make any progress right now, so we're back into this domain. I should also probably go do the artifact strongbox as well, but I will do that towards the end. That would be my last ditch effort to try to get a good piece for someone. It's close, but I need crit damage main stat because Linny has a signature, and his signature is crit rate, I think. No, his signature is crit damage, but it's on Marachose, which gives you crit rate. Because my Linny already would be at 86, 90% crit rate. So we definitely want this to be crit damage. Well, there we go. There is another 5 runs down the drain. And again, we get nothing to show for it. That is almost close, except not really, because even if one of these substats was crit rate, it's still kind of garbage. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break from there really quick and move over to some other artifacts I need to farm. I think I would like to fix up some of Charlotte's. I mean, she doesn't really need a lot, to be fair. She kind of just wants attack because I have her fully built for healing. But as you can see, there's not a lot of attack. I think I am still going to run this because I want the healing damage bonus. But I'm sure I could probably fix some of the other pieces. Or apparently not because I have nothing. So let's go farm a couple runs in the Song of Days Past. I forget what else is in there. I believe it's Navia's set. Which might not be a terrible thing to farm anyway, because I am going to get Navia at some point. So it's probably good if I have her set lying around. That has no right to be that good. That's so annoying because I'm not running her as a DPS, but if I was running her as a DPS, that would work really good. Or I guess sub DPS because it is still on a healing set. I think I'm going to do 4 runs in each artifact domain and see what I can get. I'm assuming probably nothing, but just do 4 runs so I don't go through all of my fragile resin immediately. And then we can do some artifact strongboxing. And then if we don't get anything from that, then I can use some more fragile resin to try to get something else. But I'd rather not go below 10 fragile resin. And I'm currently at 25. So I have 15 more fragile resin to use. So there is the 4th and final run in this domain. And we get absolutely nothing. That is... I don't know how to feel about that because double crit's kind of nice and HP's... it could be good for sub DPS siege win, I guess. So next up on the list is Emily. She has a good flower. She also has a pretty decent feather. This piece, I would like a different sands. Dendro damage is fine there. Could use some higher crit ratios, but it's not that bad. If this gets crit rate though, we could maybe have a... Ooh, okay, hold up. This could be better. Let's see this last roll go into crit damage. Okay, is that better? That is better, I think. 6.2, 9.7, 11.3, 13.2. Yeah, that is significantly better. Only 0.7% less energy recharge. So already an upgrade. That's good. We got 1 upgrade today. And then that piece is not great, but it is half decent, so it'll be fine. I could also throw her on this one, which probably will go on my Navia, but I currently do not own a Navia, so sure, Emily, you can have that. So really, I just want to fix her sands. A 4 drop on this, and we get 2 sands, but they are both not good. I mean, energy recharge isn't bad, but I'm not really going to need that on Emily, so it's not great. Last run, and we get the fastest run at 40 seconds. And we get probably nothing. Yeah, what do you know? Okay, sick. Well, let's move on to the next character. That is going to be our lovely Chevreuse, who I'm running on Noblesse because she's a good off-field like support DPS kind of thing. I don't know, she kind of just works on Noblesse. The flower is fine. The feather is fine. The sands is meh. The goblet is not very good, and the circlet is fine. So really, it's just going to be a better goblet. Because while this isn't terrible, I would like it to be double crit, or at least have a higher crit than 0 rolls into the crit rate and all into defense percent. This could also give us a couple pieces for Fremine, even though he's relatively well built. We might be able to get an upgrade for him. This is also like the easiest domain to farm, so we're not going to spend too much time in here. 22-second run, and I wasn't even using Nouvelette. And if we do use Nouvelette, we finish it in 16 seconds. Not bad. All of those, however, are bad. And there is the last run in here. We get 15 seconds, and we get nothing. I'll keep it, but it's not great. So now I'm going to move on to the last character I would like to work on, and that is my Lynette, who is running Viridescent because I basically only use her for her burst to swell stuff. It actually kind of works because whatever element she swells is the element I want to do damage with, and she decreases the elemental res of that. It's not perfect, but it kind of works. But as you can see, the artifact situation is not very good. I am going to run her on a energy recharge sands most likely because I would like to get that burst up regularly. Otherwise, it's a standard sort of DPS-ish kind of build. I'm pretty happy with her circlet, that is fine, but everything else could use some work. So this is where our last 4 runs of the day are going to be in. Of course, we get the only piece that I don't need. Ooh, that's actually a really good physical damage piece. I think I already have a good one for Fremine, but that isn't bad. That could be good. And seeing as Lynette isn't really doing any supportive stuff and she doesn't really need too many stats for her kit, I'm going to try to build her with more crit and make her more of a off-field burst DPS thing. But I am looking for the more offensive stats. And there we go with our last run of the day, probably. We see a actually half-decent flower that will probably never be used. Not really, I'd like that to be attack. Cryo damage, that's garbage. And a circlet that I probably won't use either. So now it is strongbox time. I don't know what I have in here, but let's see. I'm gonna start with the golden troop. because I would like to get a good piece for Farina. I have a lot less artifacts than I thought I did. That's not good. Okay, well, let's hope we get lucky then. So far, no. You know what I'm going to try instead? Let's not go for Golden Troop or any of those. Let's actually go for the artifacts that are in places I don't really want to go farm again because they're not very resin efficient. And that would be a Viridescent. Ooh, wait, I clicked out of it because I was moving too fast, but I saw something for a split second. Where is it? Where are you? That piece. We also got this one, but this is what I care about. That is perfect. Just roll only into crits. I'll take EM, but preferably crits. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because it's just rolling into not what I want whenever I say it. We see a crit damage. Okay, you know what? Could be worse. I think it's actually good because I want ER, double crit. It's got a ton of EM. Upgrade. And now we're entirely out of artifacts. So let's go see what we can do. Lynette, I potentially have a flower for you, but I need it to roll decent, please. I also potentially have a feather for you. But again, I need it to roll decent, but it doesn't roll decent. And once again, it is not better than what I currently have. So Lynette is as built as she can get now because we didn't get any upgrades. However, I might be able to fix this anime damage if I have something better. It's not perfect. It's somehow on set, which I didn't even realize. Actually, no, it's not on set. I'm stupid. There we go. It's not great. It's better. So we'll run it. We can't do anything with Farina because all I wanted for Farina was the flower, and we don't have any flowers that have the ability to be double crit and HP. And the same goes for feathers. Charlotte is as good as she can get, at least until I go farm more artifacts. I also wanted to upgrade Emily, but for that I wanted an attack percent sans, and that's our only one. So it's not bad. It's got EM double crit, but I just wanted some more crit on it. Unless I wanted to put you on like this piece or something. I was going to say I could probably go off piece, but I don't really have another spare piece I can use that's sort of anywhere near as good. And then there was Chevreuse or Noblesse, and I believe it was just this I wanted to fix because it's not very good. So as expected, not great artifact luck. But before we do wrap up, I have found weekly bosses this week. There is a few tiny things I can upgrade if I have the other materials to do so. But I could, without using Dream Solvents, I could try to get Sigewinne's Burst leveled up. And the other one that I can do right now is also level up Chevreuse's skill. But that is going to require some farming of these dudes. Oh, would you look at that? It's Razor's birthday today. Happy birthday, Razor. I probably should go try to get everyone's talents up to level 9 and crown on the ones I need. But that's a lot of resources, and I currently don't really have enough resources to do that. Plus, really, I don't think one level on a support that I hardly use is going to do a whole lot. But, I mean, there's Chevreuse's skill up to level 10. Not 10, 9. And the other one I could do is Sigewinne. Except I need to do more farming for that as well. I think what I'm going to do is just keep farming weekly bosses until I can naturally get enough of the right drop to get stuff up to the next level. And then once I have a decent amount of stuff already leveled up to its highest level, and I'm probably not going to need too many more boss drops, then I'll just use the Dream Solvents to craft up the rest of the boss drops. But I just think now, because I have such a lack of boss drops, and there's so many characters that need all of the different boss drops you can get from each weekly boss, I think it's probably a smarter option to just keep farming the weekly boss until we can naturally get everyone up to their next talent level. But for now, we can get Sigewinne's Burst up to level 7. And I have enough to go to level 8, so I could probably do that. But I don't know who else needs these, so I kind of want to keep them. Although, after just checking, it's literally just Sigewinne and Chevreuse that need it. So I'm going to go farm a couple more of these guys and just get Sigewinne's Burst up to level 8. So that should be now enough to get Sigewinne's Burst up to level 8. Boom. And I don't have enough of these to go to level 9, so there we go. So that is as much work as I can do on the artifacts for now because my luck is garbage, and talents as well. I could probably do some more work, but I don't really want to use Dream Solvents right now. For real this time, this is probably going to be the last Fontaine only video for a while. Although I'm not going to actually 100% set that in stone because inevitably I'm going to not know what to do and I'll just come back to making another random video on here at some point. So this will be the last Fontaine only video for at least a week. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you liked this video, do go check out the last time we did a big artifact session on Fontaine only, which was probably a good almost year ago now at this point, and I'm pretty sure we actually got a little bit more lucky with that one. But with that being said, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.